So I'm reading two excerpts from my newest project, which is called the Diary of Ava Neumann. And because it's quite complicated, it's set in this post-apocalyptic world between humans and robots, etc. I'm going to read you just part of the introduction to give you a taste. Astra, come! I found something. I couldn't help rolling my eyes as Nod, a friend who has been exploring abandoned skyscrapers with me since 2178, passed down the broken lift to grab my attention. As I climbed up the wire rope to the third floor, I found Nod near the north window of the building, holding an untouched, dusty diary dating back to 2163. We found all credit cards, USBs and tapes before, but never a diary. Many pages have been ripped away, others had faded with time. Is the owner of this blue notebook alive? We traced it back to Ava Neumann, a poet who disappeared in the late 60s, sometimes in December of 2166, without a trace. The debris around the flat was overwhelming, and our first impression was that Ava had vanished and literally turned into dust. But on a second thought, we hoped that the notebook would lead us to Ava's whereabouts. Ava's flat at the historic neo-Bankside London Pavilion laid undisturbed for over a decade when we visited it for the first time. Police investigations had apparently come to a dead end just after 3 months of investigation. Why was the police so desperate to close the case? Can't answer for certain, like many things surrounding Ava. The conspiracy theories around the Ava case, as known to the press, are endless, and it is time to shed light into the tunnel that is Ava's life. To this day, we are uncertain whether Ava actually did become an astronaut and changed her identity, or whether she legally immigrated to Earth 2.0. As a matter of fact, many dispute the commonly accepted account that Ava Neumann, whose identity is still a mystery, plotted her own disappearance to escape charges for technosexuality. One thing, however, that remains undoubtable is Ava's fascinations with astronauts. Ava wrote, "Fine specimens of humanity, those astronauts, and to think that one day I may become one of them." The real Ava Neumann has been lost, hidden behind the phenomenon that her posthumously notebook produced. Hanging on to the ambitious neo-futurist aesthetic that intersects between human and no-human realms, Ava refused to conform to the ongoing division between humans and astronauts. The diary is searching for liberation in the spaces between the cracks of the monolith of human greed. 26th of March, 2163. In the memory of Iris 3798, I am writing by the light of her dead star. No, actually, I have been followed by the shadow of her dead star. Iris 3798 was amongst the 32 astronauts that were killed in a violent attack at the Wire Theatre in Piccadilly in 2159. How can humans be so impulsive, so cruel? In the name of the abstract and the holy, welcome to another roadkill. Remote you feel as they're slaying through the neighborhood. Iris will forever be alive. Switch off, unplug it, switch it off again. Iris, my friend, my only friend. When Iris left, I lost my sense of self. This is all exceedingly precious, I know, but my heart swells even now as I think about her, because my memories are bursting with mem-iris, as we used to call them. Silly, I know. And I can't help but confess my decade-plus long connection to this asteroid. Now I am left with 0 degrees of empathy. My non-material self is exhausted. I am trapped inside my own invisibility. London Tube passengers tumble over me, most certainly out of spite. And feelings are non-existent, but at the same time, mutual. Humans often act like this to reinstate that I'm simply not there. I am never present. At the very moments when I am capable of feeling every refinement of my existence, I feel nothing. An empty container without contents or purpose. I have neither friends nor family left. Zion, the 3-inch robot Iris saved from an Eastern European war zone a few years back, is the last grain of emotion left inside of me. An assembly of the unwanted. I would have been better off to follow Zion's footsteps and live in a universe of my own. What does he know? In all honesty, he's just a creature that gives people headaches. Zion, 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 he's been crying for the last couple of weeks. Is he in need of hydrowatts? Let him suffer. Why should I be the only one to suffer? In the name of a dead star's ghostly glow, Iris still has a pulse. I know it. 14th of January, 2163. Today, while driving away, I watched a striking asteroid resembling Iris 3798 fade into the distance of the rearview mirror, ambling down the highway with glowing arms swinging like metronomes. Her lurching pace evoked the character of a fierce space Khaleesi, prevented from moving uneven due to her dragon-wielding demeanor. Who could the rather beautiful young robot be? Once she disappeared around the bend, I turned my attention ahead, where I immediately spied on another pedestrian up the road. Call me a stalker if you like, I really don't care. As I drove nearer, I tried to ignore the peculiarity that the pedestrian, who was wearing what looked like a realistic-looking hairpiece and skin, was getting physically affectionate with a human being. Some people found it disturbing, but not me. Stuck in a red traffic light, I tried not to stare, though the sight triggered a pleasant tremor vibrating my knees. Humans and astronauts have been coexisting in uneasy peace since the mid-2100s, yet their paths ironically met this morning at the entrance of Calatrava's historical bridge, the Peace Bridge they call it. I see nothing uneasy about astronauts and humans together, nothing at all. I turned up mesh to the max and accelerated the speed of my flowboat as I approached the next red light.